We are live. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday, guys. I'm not feeling too well at all, but we have to get this done today. Guys, if you're joining and you're seeing me, please share the link and then just comment Happy Sunday. Let me know that you have joined. Just comment Happy Sunday so that I know that you have joined. I'm also going to share it. Elijah, I'm sending you the link so you can share it as well if you are watching. Um, Hi guys, if you have joined, just say happy Sunday. I've got something very exciting to share with you today, honestly. Um if you've just joined, just type in happy Sunday. Let me know you're here. I've got something nice to talk to you about today. Let me see. Type live. Why? So Queen May Nation Ghana. Hey, what name is this? Queen May Nation Ghana. Happy Sunday. I love your jacket, if that's you and not AI. I love your jacket. It's beautiful. And Christian Song says happy Sunday. Hi. Hi guys. Hi. Kindly share the link, guys. Kindly share the link. I've got something really exciting to share with you. Dance with Regal says, happy Sunday. Dance with Regal. Are you in Ghana? Queen May says thanks, so I guess it's not AI. Okay. Today I have here this fine gentleman, Chukwuemeka Ikpa. Obviously from the name you can see that he's Nigerian. Dance with Rico says UK. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm in the UK. Okay, nice. Joyce says happy Sunday. Hi, Joyce. Hi. So Chukwuemeka is going to share something very important, guys. And the amazing thing about today's live is that you can actually join and ask him personal questions. Okay. So Chukwuemeka works with 10 Analytics, and then you guys know how much 10 Analytics has been a blessing to most of you guys. Some of my subscribers here have gotten very good jobs after watching a video or two about analytics and then taking the bold step to join. Today they're going to share how to get into tech, right? But today the difference is that you can actually call, or let me just input a link. You can actually click on this link and then ask him a specific question. Okay. So sometimes lots of people get on their WhatsApp group and then sometimes you say that you try to reach out to them, nobody responds, blah, blah, blah. Now I have started this link, guys. Click on it and ask him every question that you want to ask him. Okay. So, Mr. Chukwuemeka, I would like you to briefly introduce yourself and then tell us who you are in terms of 10 analytics and what you have for us today, and then we can just get started. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Nanel. Please confirm that you can hear me.
I can hear you very well. I'm sure my viewers can hear you as well.
All right, fantastic. It's good to be here. So,
Mm.
like Nanel rightly mentioned, my name is Chukwuemeka Ekba, and I'm the CEO of Tenalytics. And over the last couple of 5 years plus, we've been helping a lot of people to move from different career paths that are into the tech industry. So, we've done this in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, and several other continents. And how we do this is something that we're here to talk about today. Because if you've been following what's happening economic wise everywhere, whether you're in UK, US, Canada, or Nigeria, South Africa, or even Ghana, it's still the same thing that is happening across the globe. So the main question that everyone always have is, how do I actually get into tech? And we are here to be able to demystify this conversation and be able to guide you through how you can actually be able to make your first move. So we've done this for more than 5 years, and today we're going to walk you through what you also need to do. And we have an amazing gift for all the people that are in Nanel's community. So make sure that you stay tuned while we're having this conversation so that you don't miss out on what we are going to be discussing today. So Nanel, I don't know if you want me to carry on or if you have a
Yes,
specific
you
question.
can. You can go on. You can go on. Let's go on.
All right, thank you for that. So while my screen is coming up today, we're going to be having a conversation around an analysis that we carried out with regards to what happened on Indeed. So many of us here, I'm sure that we know about Indeed, we know all the job boards out there, LinkedIn, and several other things. But today we're going to capitalize on what happened on Indeed for this last 1 week. Because the major question that people always ask is, oh, if you go to Indeed, there's no job here. If you go to anywhere, you don't see jobs. So we are going to be looking at what happened across three major countries, that's UK, US, and Canada, with specifics in UK, and how you also can be able to leverage all these analysis that I've been able to do to find out what you can do to also break into tech. So my screen should be coming up any moment from now. Please, Nanel, try to also make it a part of the conversation so that people can see what I'm about to share. Okay.
Okay.
I hope we are excited. Like I said earlier, there is going to be a very fantastic um, token for everyone in this NNS community, because this is something that we've been doing throughout the year, and we'll have something for all our audience to make sure that we are also able to leverage the opportunity to break into tech. All right, thank you. Please, I think my screen should be up now. Please confirm that you can see my screen now.
Yeah, I can see. So I guess my family can see as well.
All right, fantastic. So, like I said earlier, we're going to be looking at an analysis that we carried out on Indeed and how you also can benefit from that exact conversation. Okay, but there are three basic things I want you to take out from this session, which is understanding from that exact analysis and also the technical and employability skills to get these jobs, as well as how to package yourself and position yourself for them. So first is I'm going to not bore us with what the data is saying, but clearly throughout the year we try to look at what happened on Indeed throughout the year and realize that close to 500,000 jobs has been posted. So when people come from that exact perspective of there are no jobs, I mean data tends to say a different thing.
Is
And
it
one
just tech jobs or jobs in general?
All right, fantastic. I'm still going to get there. So
Okay.
when we now look at it from tech job and the other jobs fully, there are 47 major criteria or sectors out of that 470 jobs. And what we noticed is that 19% or 19 out of that 47 sectors require you to have a tech skill. So
Wow.
what does this mean? That even when the employment is not within the tech sector, Nanel, for
Mhm.
instance, a finance organization is trying to employ someone, they are still looking for that person that has that tech skill. For instance, they want a financial analyst that knows how to analyze, use Excel and analyze data. A hospital is also looking for a sustainability analyst that can also analyze the people data and be able to give them insights. So we realize that there is a major increase in the need for tech. So when we speak about tech jobs, it doesn't even mean that you just streamline to the tech sector itself. Okay, so whether you are in a different sector, whether it's education, whether it's health, whether it's finance, whether it's construction, there is still need for tech people, for people that have tech skill in all those sectors. And this is one major thing that we realized from that job, that 40%, 40.4% out of these entire jobs require individuals to actually have a tech skill, which means 18 other sectors that is not the tech space require you to have a tech skill before you can actually be employed. And realize that the ones that do not even need you to have tech skill are the jobs that can do manually. I tend to call them manual labor. For instance, you want to be a gardener, or you want to be a nanny, or you want to be a any job that it is just by your own physical hands. That's the only job that, as of today, doesn't require you to have a tech skill. Okay, and if you look at Indeed, there's what we call index of the jobs they've posted. So Indeed analyze each jobs by, it picks a base year, which is February 1st, 2020, and then check what has happened from February 1st, 2020 up till now. And from the analysis that we carried out, the average index from that February 1st, 2020 indicates that even though the job is below the baseline, okay, but the tech aspect is actually stronger than the non-tech aspect. So what this simply means in layman terms is that there is reduction in some jobs that have been posted since then. But amongst the two categories of jobs that have been posted, the requirements for you to have tech is stronger than the ones that you don't need to have tech. And this is also what we realize from the Canadian market, okay, in case you're joining from Canada, and also the same thing from the US market. Okay, and why I'm trying to use these three basic countries as a base is because whether you're joining from South Africa or Nigeria or any other country out there, most time these three countries are like the base mark for all the analysis that we tend to carry out. So what this is trying to tell us is that there are jobs, and then out of these jobs that are available, there is more need for you to actually have a technical skill to land all those jobs. So what I try to do is to do an analysis of all these 10 career paths. How many jobs were posted for this week? So this week alone, you realize that in United Kingdom, you have over 3,000 product design jobs. Okay. And then for data analysts, you are seeing over 395. For agile project management, you are seeing over 500. So, but the question right now is, do you actually have the skills to land these jobs? Okay, because I know many times now what people always argue is that there are no jobs, but there is data out there to actually back up that there are jobs actually existing. But the major question is, do you and I have that skill to be able to land those jobs that are available? So if you also look in the US and also in Canada, you're going to see clearly that there are jobs available. And this is just this week alone. All right, so for want of time, I would have gone to Indeed and we're going to do the analysis ourselves for you to also see that these are things that we saw right there on Indeed. Okay, so from what you notice,
I think Queen May has entered the studio. I don't know if Queen May has a question. Queen May, do you have a question?
No, I'm trying to learn.
Okay, okay,
right.
but
I'm learning.
okay, if you have a question, just let me know, guys. Okay, all right, Queen
Oh,
May. All right.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So like I was saying, from the analysis, clearly you're going to see that agile project management seems to be the most populous across the three countries because it has over 500 jobs available alone for this week. Now, the
Which one is
question
the
is,
agile project manager? I
all
see,
right,
and then can you go back to the next slide? Because there's another job, the product design one. Is it
yeah,
something that analytics you teach as well? Because I can see over 5,000 jobs
exactly.
across the UK and the US. That would mean that if I do it, like getting a job, it will be quite easy.
Exactly. It will actually be
Compared,
quite easy. But the
yeah.
question,
Do you guys do teach product design as well?
yes, we do. We do actually.
Really? I've not
Yes,
heard
we
you
do.
guys say it. Okay.
So it's a new development because we noticed that it has now been added to the World Economic Forum report as part of the jobs that are growing. And from all indication, you can also see that there are available jobs there. So that's the reason why we're also teaching product design and DevOps. So two of them, there are fresh courses that we are starting off. Okay, two of them
Mm.
are fresh courses that we're going to start off by the next cohort that is starting. So you are
So
right by saying that you've not heard it before.
yeah,
Yeah.
the product design, is it, for instance, let's say designing this glass for a brand to attract customers? Is that what product design is, or is it's more like web
Okay,
design
so
and these things?
exactly, there is more to it. Is from the design elements and building their own websites and everything that they need. So how do you marry all those things like prototyping? Like, if you go to a company's website, you are seeing, oh, these are the products that we are selling. Those things were done by product designers. But it is more than graphic design. From the aspect of graphic designers are not, marrying what they are doing with the business mindset. So a product designer is looking at this website that we're trying to now develop. How can it actually be able to encourage the customer to make a purchase and also be able to retain that customer? So they're in charge of curating that entire customer journey experience. So the front end of everything that you see when you go to most websites, they were actually curated by the product designers.
I
And you can
see.
see the reason why they are all on the rise because so many companies are coming up. And
Yeah.
with so many companies coming up, they need someone to actually design their products. So that
Mm,
is the reason why we have a lot of these vacancies
that's
existing right there.
There's somebody else who has joined. Adia has entered the studio. Adia, do you have a question? It looks like you've not connected your mic. If you need to ask a question, if you need to ask Chukwuemeka a question, he's ready, but it looks like your mic is muted. Anybody at all who wants to ask Chukwuemeka a question?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe now, let me try and go through 15 minutes of the slide and then we'll now take
Okay.
questions concurrently. Okay, I
Okay.
think yeah, that will make a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay, so back to what I was saying, everyone. Clearly from this graph, you can see that there are jobs available. Okay, and I'm also going to walk you through the reasons why it's only these 10 jobs that we selected. So last year also, from what I was saying about with regards to the Indeed analysis, there's also an increase with regards to the hiring in the tech ecosystem. So the question is not about is there going to be layoff? So once there is layoff, there's actually going to be an addition to it. So I'm going to, bust everyone's bubbles here. there is this analysis from World Economic Forum reports that said that it's called the 39% shift. And what it simply means is that 39% of the skill you need to perform any activity you're currently doing right now is going to change in the next 5 years. So let me repeat myself. It means that 4 out of the 10 skills that you have right now, maybe you are an architect. So 4 out of the 10 skills that you're using to perform your architectural duties is going to change in the next coming years. Okay, and it doesn't mean that your job is going out. It simply means that the skill to perform that exact activity is going to be off. So still using architects as an example, if you went to school maybe around 2000, between 2000 and 2012, 2020, realize that architects used to carry T squares, drawing boards, A3 paper for them to be able to curate what they needed to do. Okay, but after that phase, the phase of AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Revit design started coming up where with your laptop, you can easily be able to design. Now, there is no difference between the architect of then and the architect of now. But if that one as at then didn't upskill to learn how do I use ArchiCAD, how do I use AutoCAD, how do I use Revit, that means that architect is going to be phased out entirely. And this is exactly what is happening right now with regards to most jobs available. So when you hear that this job is going to be off, this one is going to be happening, most time it is not the job itself. It's simply the skill needed to perform that job is going to be off. So
Yeah,
still
I
using,
think
yeah,
yeah, let me
Nana,
just
please go
add
ahead.
this. Even
Yeah.
even as a nurse, nursing has changed. For instance, now, like before you are employed, they have to train you. If you're in Northern Ireland, you have to go and do Epic training. So Epic is just like the software that we use to do everything basically. um, how to scan the medication before you administer to reduce errors, how to even reach out to the doctor. It's just now there's more IT in the nursing that you can't even start your job until you have done that IT training. And there's a specific one for ED, there's a specific one for the wards and all of that. And it's so detailed and it has made work so easy. But I'm just comparing, like sometimes when you see, just like you are saying, when you see some of the patients come by and then let's say they are retired nurses, they are just so confused about all that we are now. They have an armband with their names on it and a barcode that we have to scan, and then scan the medication to see that it's for the right patient and all of that. So I get what you mean. I get exactly what you mean. Yeah, you
All
can
right.
continue. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you so much for also validating that for me in the health space as well. Now, moving on, and if you have any question, guys, please just put it down. Once I'm done in the next 15, 20 minutes, we're going to take all your questions and answer every single one of them. So one major question that people also have for themselves is, I'm currently in the, let's say I'm a teacher, can I actually be able to do this tech? Or I'm a driver, or I'm not even anybody. Can I actually be able to do this? So what I have on my screen are also people that have been able to transition from different career paths. So whether they're in the science background, or whether they're in the arts background, or whether they're in no background at all. So if you can see my screen, Evelyn joined a couple of our programs and then she transitioned to become a data engineer from being a nurse of 15 years. And her reasons were simple. She said that she didn't want to be going out of her house anymore. She wants to work remotely. And because of that, she was able to transition. Remember, she was a nurse for 15 years. Now, John also transitioned from medical doctor to becoming a data analyst. Same thing with Toyin. Toyin transitioned from being a pharmacist to being an analyst. So this is to show you that people in the science background can actually transition to this tech easily as well. Now, if you look at it from a non-science perspective, Semi also transitioned from being a lawyer to becoming a business analyst. Now, Osaobo also was also able to do the same from being a sales personnel to becoming a business analyst, as well as someone else that is also used to be a customer rep. That's Ngozi. She moved from being a customer service officer to becoming a business analyst as well. Now,
Yeah,
this is to show you.
I think we interviewed Ngozi. Ngozi was here live. I remember. You see, I envy these people so much. Like, just look at the way today I'm sick, but I'm thinking of going to work this week. Like, I'm so sad. Eh? And then the people that are enjoying life right now. Like, for instance, I always say that, like, if I get a tech job, which is medical related, Chukwuemeka, today, and they say I can do it from the comfort of my home, I don't have to come to the office, I'm packing my bags and I'm going to Ghana immediately. Telling you. I'm telling you, because imagine earning, even if I'm just earning, let's say 1,500 in Ghana, it can do so much in Ghana, and the
True.
quality of life that I would have over there. So you see, me, I'm not even people that want tech jobs or they want to do work from home jobs, but they want to come to the UK, get COS. I'm like, relax. I think the most exciting is getting that job whilst you're back in Africa, and then spending that foreign currency back home and living comfortably back home. Honestly, yes, yes, we can, says it's always a joy to watch my Nana. Like, thank you so much, my dear. So Chukwuemeka, yes, you can go on ahead.
All right. Thank you
Mhm.
for that. So this is just to show you that no matter the career path that you're presently in, you can actually be able to transition. In fact, there is one more person I have on my slide. That should be okay. My slide. Okay, that should be Ikmat. Ikmat moved from being a nobody. So she identifies as someone that moved from not in any career path at all. Because she always speak about herself. Oh, I used to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't have any place I've worked with before. And she was also able to transition to the tech industry. Now, it doesn't mean that the no's are not going to come. Because one major misconception that people have is that once I do tech, instantly I'm in money. The no's are definitely going to come, right? It's not that your persistence and your consistency to move and continuously keep pushing that is going to help you land all those jobs that you're looking for. And all these things on my slide are also success stories of people that have actually been able to make this same move. In fact, Mary this year got her own COS from UK after she landed a job as a business analyst. Now, this is
Wow,
to show you that it is actually possible. Okay, we'll
wow,
have a lot of people for the last more than 5 years that we've been doing this. We've helped close to 2,900 people move from our classroom into landing their own first jobs. But the question now is, how can you be able to make that same switch? So, how can you be able to make that same switch? It's actually very, very simple. Okay, it's simply by you utilizing an acronym that we coined out, which is learn, package yourself, and simply apply to the job. So let me repeat myself: learn, package yourself, and then apply to the job. Okay, so when we talk about learning, this is where some people also miss out. What exactly are you learning? Remember, I used an example of architects. So let's assume an architect, someone that wants to break into architecture, and the person is going to learn how to use T square and drawing board to draw manually. Of course, the person is not learning the correct way. Okay, so if you want to learn, you need to make sure that you're learning what is actually right. And packaging is very, very crucial. In fact, we're trying to do some engagements with some universities in Nigeria. So I traveled and we were discussing, and one of the VCs asked me a question: how many years of experience do I have? Now, if you look at me, I'm a very, very young man. And when he asked me that question, I
are
looked
you?
directly. I am young.
Yeah.
I am very young. When
How
he asked
young
me the
are you?
very, very young, actually. I don't want to, say it here so that people
Are
don't
you
look at me. What?
26?
Are you sure you want to know?
26, 25. Okay, are you married? Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
Okay, no, it's not. It's not a wedding ring. It's not a wedding
It's not
ring.
a wedding ring. Okay.
It's not a wedding ring.
10 to the side. Let me see your ear. I can.
What are you
Mm.
looking for? Let's move on with the conversation. All right.
Are you single?
Yeah, yeah, I am. I am. I'm not
Okay. Are
married.
you looking for
I'm not married.
somebody?
Let's say I have somebody.
Okay. And so what?
I mean,
Okay.
we all have someone, right? I'm not going to say I don't have someone. We all have someone.
So yeah, you're
Okay.
less than 30, from what I can.
Let why are you trying to guess it, Nane? Just
You're the
listen
one
to
who
what.
brought the issue of age in the first
Okay.
place.
Yeah, to an extent, I am. I am
Oh,
actually.
I see.
All
I
right.
see.
But the
Okay.
beauty of it is that is part of the packaging I'm about to talk about, right?
Okay.
So I can't see my screen anymore. Okay, I think it's back.
Okay.
So when the VC asks me how old I am or how many
Mm,
years of experience do I have,
mm,
the aspect I winged it was, oh, collectively, our management team has close to 40 years of experience. Now,
mm,
I've tweaked the question from myself to the management of the company because it's
mm,
not really about me. So personally, for me, I have 10 to 11 years of experience. My founder at Deza has close to 15 years of experience. FMNA, our co-founder, also has close to 15 years of experience. And collectively, we all have around 40 years of experience. So that was how we were able to package ourselves also for that universities in Nigeria for us to be able to get the engagement. Now, this is also important for individuals. How do you package yourself on your CV? But remember, the first thing you have to do before you get to packaging is actually learning. So if you miss that learning step and jump right into packaging, it means that you're packaging fake. It's just fake it till you make it. That's what you're going to be doing. So it's very,
Audio.
very crucial that you learn and then package yourself and of course apply to job. So once you start applying, the next step you're going to land into is landing the job. And this is simply the same step that all these people that have these success stories has been able to use for them to move from where they were into landing the tech jobs that they are looking for. Okay, so but let me jump right into learning because it's very, very important for people to also understand what exactly they need to learn. So when it comes to learning, what we did, or what we always do rather, is to analyze several job boards, LinkedIn, Indeed, Google, Bulletin, to find out, oh, throughout this year, what's the job posting like? What's the job that had the highest number of posting? And after seeing them, we analyze them also through the World Economic Forum reports. Now, if you follow what's happening in the economy, most times world leaders and economic leaders always meet every year to discuss on some certain topics. Now, part of the things that they also discuss is a segment called the future of jobs. Now, from that, or from there rather, that's where you're going to see, okay, this job is actually going to come out next year. This one is going to decline in the coming years. These are the skills that people are also looking out for. And after passing it through that analysis, we also made sure that we carried out what we call regional analysis, which means those jobs that have passed these two stages, can they actually be able to give you a skilled worker visa? All right. If you're in UK, I'm sure that you know all the changes that has happened in the immigration laws. Before now, an RQF of level 3, you should be able to get a skilled worker visa. But right now, it has moved to an RQF of level 6. So it means that the jobs that you are looking to get or the skills that you're looking to get, can they actually be able to position you for a job within that bracket of RQF of level 6? Okay, so if you also bring it to the US landmark, it's also going to be amongst the skills that will get you the highest H1B acceptance rate out there. I know there's a lot of news around the H1B acceptance rate, and I'm here to also tell you that it's a good one actually, because it means that nomadic workers like us, or people that work from anywhere, because companies will not want to pay $100,000 to be able to bring someone. It means that it's an open door for remote people. It's an opportunity for people in UK to be able to land jobs in US and vice versa as well. So all these jobs, we made sure that they meet the regional analysis for you to be able to actually get a skilled worker visa or position you properly in any of those countries. In Canada as well, is among the jobs with the highest provincial nominees within their own space also. So after all these several analyses, that was how we were able to come up with these 10 courses, all right? Data analytics, business analysis, data science, agile project management, that's Scrum Master, data engineering, cybersecurity, HR analysis, financial analysis, and then DevOps engineering and product design. So if you see both of them that are down there, you can see that they are colored white because there are new courses that we just introduced fresh because we've seen differences in the job boards out there. So constantly we're also evolving with the economic landscape. Okay, now after this, selecting this career path, next thing that we also try to find out is how are we going to validate that this career path is going to be relevant in the next coming years? Okay, so according to that same World Economic Forum report, in the next 5 years, like I said earlier, a lot is going to change. 170 million new jobs are going to be created, and then 92 million jobs are going to disappear. So the question now is, the career path they are going into, is it amongst the one that there is going to be an increase or a new creations within them? Okay, Nana, please confirm if you can still see my screen. I can't
I can
see it.
still see.
All right,
Yeah.
what can you see? What can you see right now?
I can see career paths with real security and that will land you a job fast. And I can see,
Okay, all right, that's not what's supposed to be showing because I noticed from my second device that it didn't move. All
okay.
right, that's not what's supposed to be showing, but let me try and
Yeah.
bring it again. All right, like I was saying, after you've seen all this career path, next question now is we need to validate that those career paths are going to be relevant in the next coming years. So let's look at how the World Economic Forum reports has actually categorized all these jobs, the ones that are going to decline, the ones that are going to come up, and then showing the validation that they are actually amongst them. So remember, we selected 10 basic career paths. Now, all the ones on the left-hand side, they represent jobs that are going to grow. The ones on the right-hand side, they represent jobs that are going to decline.
Let
So
me
you
see
can see
you. It's nursing part. Let me see. Wait.
are you trying to check if your own is going to decline?
Of course. Okay, so I can see chemists and chemical laboratory scientists, mechanical engineers, architects and surveyors, secondary education teachers, food processing and related trade workers, compliance officers. Okay. Electrical. Okay. Hey, social work and counseling. Hmm. Okay. Power, food and beverage serving workers. As for them, even in China now, it is being done
Yeah.
by robots. So as for them, very soon. Shop salesperson, power production. Okay, nursing is not part. Okay, all right.
All right, don't be scared. You are safe for
I'm
now.
not scared. I'm safe.
All right. And remember what I said for now, because consistently these things are actually changing. In fact, as of last year, the fastest growing skill or career path then was AI and machine learning specialist. But
Hmm.
coming into 2025, you can see that AI and machine learning specialists are now the number three fastest growing career paths. So
Hmm.
what actually happened? Because of the entire advent of AI this, AI that, and several other
Hmm.
things happening, there was now need for people that should be able to process the data that is coming out,
Hmm.
analyze it, store
Hmm.
it, and be able to also make use of it. So because
Hmm.
of that, the big data specialist now took over the number one spot, and
Hmm.
AI and machine learning now went down to number three. So, but this is just like a validation to show you that data engineers are going to be relevant in the next coming years. Now you can
Hmm.
see the yellow one that just came in, data analysts and data scientists
Hmm.
also validating it. Then you can see the blue boxes also validating that cybersecurity is also
Hmm.
going to be relevant in the next coming years. And then you're seeing business analysts and as well product design. So you can see
Hmm.
the reason why we have product design now, Nanel. You can see
Hmm.
UI and
Which
UX
people?
design.
I can see number two is fintech engineers. Who are they?
All right, so it's actually a combination of several experience. For instance, for you to be a fintech engineer, you need to have an understanding of financial understanding and technology understanding fully, which
Hmm.
means you understand how finance work, you understand how technology also functions. So it's
Hmm.
simply, let's call it finance technology experts. I think
Hmm.
that's the easiest way to put it, which to an extent also relates to financial analysts. Because
Okay.
for you to actually be able to, stand fully as a fintech engineer, you need to be able to understand the fintech ecosystem as well as the technology that is also infused in it.
I
All
like
right,
how the
now
name sounds.
I didn't hear what you said.
I like how the name sounds. I'm a fintech engineer. Fintech.
Oh,
Fintech.
fintech engineer.
Fintech. Sounds nice.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
All
All
right. Now you can also see DevOps engineers validating that DevOps engineering is also going to grow in the next coming years. Now, all these jobs on this right hand side are going to decline. So what
right.
you want to do is to make sure that your job is not within this bracket of what is existing on this right hand side. Let's look
Mm,
at what we have at the bottom of this criteria. So if you look at the fastest declining career path, you are going to see postal service clerks, bank
mm,
tellers, data entry, cashiers, and several other things that has to do with clerking. And
mm,
why exactly is clerking going out of vogue? With the whole advancement in I mean,
mhm.
AI is just like a personal assistant to everyone. Okay, so
Yeah,
anyone that knows how to utilize it can easily automate things that anybody within this bracket are currently doing. And that is
yeah.
why their job is actually going out of place. The one that surprised me the most earlier
Mhm.
this year was actually graphic designers. When I
Why?
saw it
Okay, yeah,
earlier,
because now AI is doing everything. You just tell AI what you
exactly,
want. Yeah, who would
exactly.
have thought, eh?
Exactly. So at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year, when we saw graphic designers, some of us were in doubt. But right
Mm,
now, if you go on social media, you see how you ask someone if this picture is actually
yeah.
hers or if it's AI. Because
Mm,
everyone has learned how to be able to utilize AI to do that. So
mhm,
what does it mean for graphic designers in particular? It means that a graphic designer that still wants to be relevant needs to now upskill towards product design. How do you
mm,
now design products for organizations and also be able to help them grow
yeah.
all those products? So on the left-hand side as well, we are seeing validation to show you that all those 10 courses that we are currently doing, they are all going to be relevant in the next coming years. Now, there are some courses that we don't do. The reasons why we don't do it is because anyone looking to break into tech, there are three basic things that people always look out for. Number one is ease of transitioning. How easy can you actually move from being a teacher right now to breaking into tech? Okay, then ease of learning. How easy can you actually be able to learn what you are being taught? And then very, very important, high rewarding salary. Okay, very, very important, high rewarding salary. So what we realize is that all of them on that left-hand side, they all have high rewarding salary. But the question now is there a career path that you can easily learn? And is there a career path that you have transferable skills into? For example, you can see something like robotics engineers. This is a very amazing career path. But do you think, Daniel, do you think you can break into robotics engineering? So it is possible actually, but the question now is, how long do you have? If you want to break into robotics engineer, then you can't do it for nothing less than 18 to 24 months. And I'm sure that most people that are looking to break into tech want something that within a space of 3 to 6 months, they should be, have one foot into that industry. So that's why we don't offer some courses, because it's going to take you a long time for you to break into that exact space. So you can easily see that all these 10 courses that we talked about, you can easily actually be able to get into them. And what's one major thing that we also notice is that for you to actually be able to get into tech the proper way, you need to transition from a place that you have transferable skills. Okay, so I'm going to give an example. A place that you have transferable skill. Let's assume that I am Mr. C and I am a teacher in South Africa. All right, by virtue of being a teacher in SA, all right, by virtue of being a teacher in South Africa, oh my, why did this just close down? Just a moment, please.
Okay.
All right, by virtue of me being a teacher in South Africa, what's going on? I think my my writing device is misbehaving. Sorry, guys. It's part of the perks of technology. All right. So, by virtue of being a teacher in South Africa, he has interacted with several stakeholders. One of them is the students, the parents, and of course, the student parents, and then the management of the school. Now, all these guys right here, they are what we can call stakeholders. And for him to be able to analyze and interact with everybody indirectly, that teacher is performing what we call stakeholder analysis without knowing. So if the teacher wants to break into tech now, the easiest thing for he or she to do is to find, oh, what are the skills that I had in my formal engagements, and which aspect of tech are they actually tilted towards? So when you look at stakeholder analysis, the aspect of tech that you can actually be able to perform stakeholder analysis is what we call business analyst. Business analyst. So you can see that it will be easier for this teacher to break from being a teacher to becoming a business analyst easily. All right, but if this same teacher decides that, oh, I want to be a cybersecurity engineer, it is possible as well. But the challenge now is that it's going to take him longer, and he's now transitioning without any transferable skill. So, but for you to be able to utilize all those skills that you had in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa before you, jackpot, all right, for you to be able to utilize those skills, you need to tie it from this, what I was doing before. What skill there actually relates to what is happening in the tech space right now? Okay, and that is why we have this quiz that we designed. So if you can see my screen, or when you also join the Nanel community, you have access to this quiz. It's just going to ask you a couple of questions from what you've done before, and then it's going to give you a direction of the aspect of tech that you need to go into. Now, this is like a guide showing you that, oh, if you do this, or let's assume, oh, are you someone that you enjoy speaking to people? If you're someone that enjoys speaking to people, it's going to select maybe product design, project management for you. But if you say, oh, no, I don't like interacting with people, of course, it will cancel out anything project management or business analysis, because these guys constantly are interacting with stakeholders. So it's important that you join the community so that you can actually be able to have access to this slide, then take the quiz and be able to, know the career path in tech that you can easily be able to get into. Now,
Yeah.
how are you going to be? All right, Nana,
Sorry.
please go
Let
ahead.
me just yeah, sorry. I have just put a link in the comments, guys, that you can just click on to join the Nanel community with 10 Analytics. Okay. Just join the WhatsApp group. And then later on you can speak to somebody on there as to which of the pathways that he has mentioned will best suit you based on your past experience. That is, if let's say you prefer to speak with somebody other than take the questionnaire, right? Or you
Exactly.
you have more questions that you need to ask, or you just want to be a part of the community and monitor it for a while before you make any bold decision. You just click on this link. I'll leave it here showing. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. All right. And
Mhm.
when you join the program that we are offering, how are you exactly going to learn? So it's in two models. You are going to have someone teaching you the way we're having this conversation right now, live interactive conversation. And then also you are going to have a short bite video that we call Watch Me Do It video that you're expected to watch to be able to also understand some other theoretical things that you need to know. So learning is fully and a massive, fantastic interactive learning experience. And like I mentioned earlier, one of the worst thing you can do is trying to transition into tech from the average salary income that people always get. For instance, from what I see in my screen now, I can see that data engineering, DevOps engineering, and maybe cyber security seems to be paying the highest. And then you know yourself, you know that you don't like mathematics, you know that you don't want to be in a place that you're going to be writing codes, and you carry your head and jump into DevOps engineering or data engineering. That's the time where you're not going to say, oh, this tech is not for me. Because you are going to a path that is not actually your strength, but you are being moved from the concept of the finance that is available. But remember what I said at the beginning, tech is already infused into several sectors of the economy. For instance, a data analyst working in oil and gas and a cybersecurity professional working in government parastatal, who do you think is going to earn more? The data analyst in oil and gas or the cybersecurity professional in government parastatal? And then who do you think is going to earn more?
Oil and gas all the way.
Exactly. But when you
Yeah.
look at it from the context of their average earning, from general perspective, you're going to see that data analyst is earning less than the cybersecurity professional. So
Mhm.
what I want you to look at is get the skill and then pursue the sector that you want to have. Because the sector of economy also plays a role with regards to your earning power. So I'm going to move a little bit faster so that I can have time to take everyone's question. Packaging is also very important. Remember what I said earlier? I think Elon Musk even posted something about this earlier this year that if you're a hardcore software engineer and you want to build everything up, that please join by sending your best work to code@x.com. He mentioned that he doesn't care where you went to school or even whether you went to school or what big name company you worked at. Just show us your code. So what this simply means is that the era of certification to an extent is over. What recruiters are constantly looking at for now is simply your skill and the experience you are coming with regards to what you can offer them. So when you look at the packages that we have, once you join the program, you are going to, first of all, very important, have an evidence of things that you've done in the past. So I'm going to share a portfolio of a past student, all right? So this student used to, is a data analyst, passed through our data analyst program. And while she was consulting with us, so Nana, we call our students consultants because
Okay.
they actually are consulting. So while she was consulting with us, she worked on deep care hospital ER visit analysis. She worked on Redox airline flight analysis. She worked on Express Tech food delivery, worked on Nestle products analysis, worked on Zenith Electronics. And when you look at it from the sector of the economy, Zenith Electronics represent the tech space. Nestle is in FMCG. Redox Airline is in aviation. Express Tech food delivery is in supply chain. And then Deep Care Hospital is in health space. So this simply means that by virtue of this person consulting with us, she worked in 5 different sectors of the economy. Now, do you think recruiters are going to take this person or take me because I did masters in University of Hawaii in data analytics? Of course, they're going to go with the person that has evidence of showing strength in 5 different sectors. And she can always speak from a place of experience. Oh, while I was consulting with data analytics, I worked on the hospital ER visit of this of their organization, and I realized that the average waiting time of patients was around 35 minutes, 26 seconds. And my pain point was, how do I reduce this average waiting time from 35 minutes to 20 minutes? I did this, I did that, I did this, and in the end, we reduced it to 25 minutes. And because of that, it's increased the turnover of the hospital. And by virtue of increasing turnover, it's increased their revenue. So when you speak like this, recruiters are going to know that this person actually worked and this person just didn't go to learn the skill. They actually worked in a practical environment. And this is how it is going to be in several sectors, not just the health space, several sectors. Now, aside the portfolio that you're going to build, very, very crucial, 2 months after you've joined, we are going to help you curate your CV, okay? And then teach you how to tailor it down to the job that you're going for. Because one major mistake that people make is they use one CV to apply to multiple jobs. It doesn't work. Okay, you need to be able to tailor the CV down to the specific job that you're going for you to actually be able to scale their initial applicants tracking system. Then after the CV, we also teach you LinkedIn optimization as well as how to navigate the job market. Then very, very important, interview preparatory session. This is one of my best, products that is within this organization, right? Because once you land an interview, you can always schedule a one-on-one conversation with our coaches, and they are going to teach you from your own job description of what you're going for. How do you answer this question? Using the SEAT framework or using the STAR framework? So let me just teach one, and I just one on this call. So the STAR framework simply stands for situation, task, action, and results. Okay, the STAR framework stands for situation, task, action, and result. And when you ask situation-based question, that is where you use it. Oh, Chukwem, can tell me about a time where you've been able to use this tool to do this. You can always say, oh, while I was consulting with analytics, I did this. Okay, and that doing this is now the task that you performed. Situation is while you are consulting with us. Task is what you now did. Actions are okay, the different tools that you're able to use. And then the result is in the end, you improved their turnover, like the first one I mentioned, which is now the revenue of the organization. So when you are speaking like this, clearly, recruiters are going to know this person knows what they're doing. And we also provide you with job references and recommendation letter. Very, very crucial because most recruiters want to know that you have an experience. And how do you show that? Showing your portfolio and somebody also being able to say, oh, this guy has actually been able to do this with us. Then on the job support, weekly mentorship session, and also how can you utilize Upwork for freelancing. Okay, so for all these programs that I've mentioned now, it is for 8 months, all right? 6 months, a massive classroom learning with 10 analytics, and then 2 months internship with Amdare. And the reason why this is so is because we want you to be able to have experience from two standard tech organizations, which means you can say, oh, while I was consulting with analytics, I did that. While I was interning with Amdare, I did this. But the most important thing I want us to note that is that you don't have to stay till that 6 months for you to land jobs. Remember, I mentioned that 2 months after you've joined the program, we expect you to start applying to jobs. Some land a job 3 months into the program, some land 4 months, some land 5 months, some land 6 months. All right, there's no law that we're going to tell, okay, once you join, you're going to land job in the next one day. Now, some land in 2 months, some land in 3 months, but the certainty is that many people move up to where they're supposed to be. In fact, our success rate as at now is sitting at 91%.
Wow.
Okay, and this simply means that out of 100 people that come into our program, 91 tends to move to greater things. Now, the 9% that did not, does it mean that we didn't give them the same thing? No. But there's now where a catch happens. So when it comes to application, this is where people drop off because you are the one that has to apply to the jobs yourself. And applying to a job is a job on its own. Trust me, if you're trying to apply to a job right now, it's a very big job on its own. So what we do from our own side to assist is that we scrape different job boards outside there and then provide it for you. But then the responsibility of applying to those jobs rests solely on you. And I can tell you for a fact, this is where that 9% actually dropped off because they weren't ready to continuously keep applying to all those jobs. So in summary, everything that I've said simply means that once you learn the skill, remember, you have to select the one that tilts towards your transferable skills, learn it, and then package yourself. Okay? Once you've packaged yourself, ranging from CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, interview prep sessions, and apply to jobs. There is no how. Hold my shirt anywhere you see me. that you are not going to land a job. Okay, but very important, you have to follow that 3 basic model: learn, package, and apply. And then simply you are going to land a job. So everything on my slide are all success stories of people that have been able to do this before now. Remember I mentioned that close to 3,000 people has transitioned from our program to landing their first jobs. And all these are their success stories for people that agreed for us to put them out here, because it's not everybody that will agree for us to actually utilize their own story to talk to you today. And I hope that when you join and you also get successful, you are going to allow us use your own story to also speak to others. So all these things here are now success stories of people before you. So remember what I said earlier, there's an amazing gift for everybody in the Nanel's community. And this is solely because this is our 50th anniversary. So we have an amazing package for everyone that is on this call and also in Nanel's community. And specifically, these are the tools that you are going to be learning as a business analyst. That is one for agile product managers, for data engineers, data science, and data analysts. So I may not be able to go through every one of them one after the other. But if you have need for us to also be able to explain, please feel free to ask questions in the community or book a one-on-one conversation. It is free. It's not being paid for. A free one-on-one conversation, and we're also going to look at your background to find out the one that is meant for you clearly. All right, but the amazing discounts, I'm going to speak about it clearly. And all this program that I've mentioned now is for 6 months, and class is only on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And then you can only be in one of the classes. Okay, you can only be in one of the classes. The reason is because some might be faster than the other. And if you join the morning class today, tomorrow you're joining the evening class. If one is faster, that means you're going to lose the flow. And remember, all the classes are always recorded because, I mean, we are all adults. You may have shifts, you may have family engagements, you may have personal things to do. All the classes are recorded. If you miss anything, you can go back, watch the recorded version, and ask questions in the closed community. And someone is going to be there to solve any challenge that you are having as well. So this is how it's fully structured, and how you can get started is simple. Our next cohort is starting December 6th. All right. And Nane just dropped the link for you to be able to secure your spot as fast as possible. So December 6th. And like I mentioned, there's an amazing discount for everyone here. So before now, our program goes for $8,000. But because of the anniversary discount that we are doing right now, there's a 50% off, which means you get to pay $500. And you don't have to pay it one off. You can pay it instrumentally. 125 today, 125 tomorrow, not tomorrow, rather, 125 next month, 125 in 3 months. So you can structure it in a 4-month instrumental plan. Okay, 125, 125, 125, 125, and then it's going to get to that 500. Then for product design is also 50% off, and it is for $300. $100, $100, $100. And with the link that Nene just dropped, you can easily be able to secure your spot. And guys, trust me, there is no better time that you are going to see our product at this exact pricing. Okay, and just to walk you through how you can also be able to secure your spot using the link that Anel just dropped. Once you click on it, it's going to bring you to our instructor program rather. So what you have to do is now simply select the one that speaks to you. For instance, let's assume you want to go for data science. Simply click on buy now. Once you've clicked on buy now, it's now going to take you to the page where you click on enroll now. And then on this page, just fill in your details. So my name is Mr. Chukwemeka Emmanuel. So I'm going to use Mr. ICE. And then I'm going to use a temporary email just to also demonstrate this. So let me just get a temporary email. But for you, remember you are using your own email because there are going to be codes and details sent to that same email account. And that's the email you're going to also use to access your learning management system. So once you filled your name and you inserted your email address, simply put your phone number. So after putting your phone number, next thing that you're expected to do is validate that you've read the terms and conditions. Of course, we expect you to read the terms and conditions. And once you've done that, simply click on create account. All right, once you've done that, simply click on create account, and it is going to create an account for you, and you can easily be able to make your payments. I'm going to walk us through that. And remember, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can drop it in the comment section. You can also come up and then also be able to ask the question, because my device is still loading to create the account. Okay, but I hope I've been explicit
Wilfred is
enough.
saying that she's in Ghana. Um your location is not a barrier. Okay, I know that they are quoting the price in let's say foreign currency, but it's just so that everybody will pay like the same amounts, like a standard currency, right? Um, but remember, it is online. And remember that although the classes are, let's say, every Saturday morning or every Saturday evening based on your schedule, they still have self-paced and they still have video recordings that you can always go back to. Okay, and you can always arrange if you need to have a one-on-one with any of the instructors. So where you are is not an issue at all. I've had people come on here from Canada, the US, from the UK, who are past students of 10 analytics and have gotten jobs. And they join from their various places. So being in Ghana is not a barrier at all. TV Joshua
All
will
right.
say class is not a barrier. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
thank you so much for that, Nanel. Thank you. And the beauty is also that no matter where you are joining from, you are going to see the pricing in your own local currency.
oh
All
okay.
right. No matter where you're joining from, you see the pricing in your own local currency. So if you are in US, you're going to see the pricing in USD. If you're in Ghana, you're going to see it in cedis. If you're in Nigeria, you're going to see it in NGI. If you're in UK, you're going to see it in pounds. So once you click on that site, it's going to give you the pricing in your own currency of your own location. So once you've created an account, it's going to bring you to this place asking you if you intend to start your own learning December, or whether you want to defer by 1 month and start in January. So the option is fully yours. Okay, you can decide if you want to make that full payment of $500 straight, or if you want to pay it in 2 installments, or if you want to pay it in 3 installments, or if you want to pay it in 4 installments. So I want to pay in 4 installments. Once I click on that 4 installments, all I have to do is simply click on apply discounts. And it's now going to bring up the summary of everything for you, showing you your name, your email address, how you've structured your payments, and also if you want to change your payment style. So what I mean by style is that today is November 9th, which means automatically you can see that next payment is on December 9th. Next one is on January 8th. Last one is on February 7th. But my salary comes maybe 28th or 30th of each month. So I want it to be happening every 29th or 30th. So all you have to also do is simply come to this edit date and then structure it in a way that your payment is now going to be taken from, let's say, 30th, because that is when your income comes in. So when you click on 30th, simply click on save, and it's not going to bring you back here. You're going to see again that your first payment is November 9th, second payment is December 30th, then next one is now January 29th and February 28th. Okay, so you can also validate that it is 125, 125, 125, 125. As simple as that. And once you've got, check this and everything checks out for you, simply scroll down and click on pay now. So simply scroll down and click on pay now. But before then, validate that your information is correct and also confirm that you've read the terms and condition and click on pay now. As simple as that. And you are going to be able to pay in your own local currency using your credit card, using your debit card, using the style that you have depending on your own location. So it's as simple as that. And once you are done making the payments, you're going to be redirected to the dashboard. So let me try and make payments. Don't try to copy what I'm doing, because it is actually a dev account. So this code is not going to work for you if you try to use it and make payments.
He's lying.
It's
Take screenshots and you
it's not going to work for you. All right. So this is just a dev account. So once you put your card details, put your CVC, and then put your name. I think I use my name as Mr. ICA. Once you've done that, simply click on pay now. And that is also how you are going to see yours. And your payment is going to be processed as soon as possible. That's as ASAP. All right, it's going to process immediately, rather. Okay, so on this page right now, you're going to see that payment successful, everything concluded. You are going to be redirected to your learning management system, where you can now, update the new things that you're going to have. And that's simply it, guys. You've secured your spot and you are within the program. Now, a code is going to be sent to your email for you to use it to verify your email address. All you also have to do is go back to your email address and simply copy that code and put it in the display that you're going to have. And as simple as that, you are in. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the list that you're going to see this product. And if you've been following our journey with Nanel, you're going to also note that this is the list that our product has actually been out there. So I always advise people to try and take their opportunity once things like this come up, because we're not going to do 50th anniversary again. It's already on, okay? And once it's over, it is over, okay? And this discount is not for everybody. It's for the first 150 people to actually secure their spot, which means once that 150 is filled, the price goes back to the full amount. And what happens with sessions like this is that it can be filled today, it can be filled tomorrow, it can be filled next tomorrow. So what I always advise people to do is secure your spots immediately. And then if you have any questions, feel free to book that one-on-one conversation, and we are going to have that conversation. And even if you don't know the career path that you would want to go yet, you can secure your spot using any of those career paths. And then we will have a one-on-one conversation, and we notice that, oh, this person is meant to go to, let's say, data analytics. We are going to change you to the data analytics. And we realize that, oh, from conversing with you, you are running from calculation, which means you don't have to do anything analytical. We're also going to change it for you. But the most important thing is you need to take steps so they can actually be able to be part of the people that will benefit from this 50% anniversary discount. So that is it, guys. Nanel, I don't know if there are anybody that wants to come up, ask
Yeah.
questions or anything, and I'm going to take all of them now.
If you have any question, guys, let me just put the link on there. Um, if you have any question, you can come online. Adaya, do you have a question? I see that you're still in the studio. Adia. Lawal is saying that Nanel is just hearing fintech engineering for the first time. And so what? Lawal and so what? I'm a nurse.
I mean, it's our
Okay.
own field.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't have any question, we've already done 1 hour, guys. Queen May, Nation, Ghana. Queen May, I know you were online the entire time. If you have any question that you want to ask, okay. But for those that want to actually meet one-on-one with any of the 10 analytics instructors, I'm still going to leave I have shared it in my as a post right now. So if you go to my IG, my YouTube post, you're going to see it. This is the WhatsApp link. You can just click on it, okay, and then reach out to anybody at all. And then if you want to just go ahead and start with the 50% discount, you can click on this one as well. Mr. Chukwemeka, is there anything you want to add? Adaya, if you have any question, you're still waiting. Um, Queen May, if you have any question as well. Tewo, Lawal, Wilfred, Simeon. If you have any question, yes, we can. Joyce, Esingine, Dance with Rigo, Christian Song, all of you guys, if you have any question, we're still waiting. Yeah.
All right. Just while we're waiting for them, like I also mentioned earlier, we've helped a lot of people to actually make this move. And the truth is that sometimes they don't even know what or direction that they want to go to. So
Yeah.
that is why it's important that just look in the community, the Nanel community, join the community. You can see a link there. They can book a one-on-one clarity call. And we're going to have conversation with you. Oh, you used to be a teacher, you're in UK, you are now a support worker, you studied biology, you did this, you did that. We're going to look at all those specifics and now find a career path that actually is meant for you. So these are things that we're also going to do. All right. But the only touch to that I always mention is that because the next clarity call we're going to be having should be by tomorrow 9 a.m. or thereabouts, 9 a.m. West African time. So sometimes these spots are easily filled before then. So it's important for you to secure your spots and then come to that one-on-one conversation, and we are also going to be able to answer your question. And there is also a catch for people that are able to also secure their spot in the next 24 hours. There's a second offer for you. I know my screen cannot display anymore, but we're having an exclusive session on how to get the Tech Nation endorsement and apply for your global talent visa. This is an exclusive session for people that are able to secure their spot in the next 24 hours. We are going to include you amongst the people that will participate in this exclusive session that is meant for people looking for global talent visa. Okay, so that will be all from my side. Daniel, like I always close out most of my conversations with, the best time to get into tech, guys, is always today. Because by tomorrow, we've evolved again. So if you're still waiting for things to, let this one land, let this one be soft, let it be easier before I get into it, consistently it's going to be changing. So I always advise people to take advantage of the time and the situation we are even right now. You might be saying, okay, let me wait till January. By January, you're going to say, oh, let me do it February. So it's always important for you to take your opportunity right now. Thank you so much, and thank you, Nanel. I don't know if you have any closing words for
Honestly,
people.
I just want to say that you've been very thorough. You have really explained everything well. And personally, I have learned a lot. I think my favorite part was the fact that you pulled all the, surveys and from the jobs that are going to decline in the next few years, and then the ones that are going to be in the most demand. I think I really learned a lot. It's been very eye opening. And like I always say, we all know that tech is the goat right now. And I feel like if you want to go into tech right now, 10 Analytics is the way to start. And for those that want, I know Chukwemeka showed brief testimonies from past students, but some of these students are people that I have personally interviewed, okay? And we have maybe 30 minutes videos and all of that. You can find them on my channel if you want to watch the full episodes of the people. Okay, sometimes for people it means more because you're an instructor and you work for the company. Yeah, sometimes they want to hear from people, and sometimes they even want
Yeah,
to reach out to the people personally on their social media pages and then contact them. Some of them gave their social media pages, so you can go watch the video, contact them, and then before you can make any informed decision, right? And you can also join the link and then join the community for a one-on-one, a free one-on-one. So thank you so much. I think we have done 1 hour, 7 minutes, and that's enough. You've been
yeah.
very, very thorough, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Guys, enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.